What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Before we get started, all right, so I just got my gas because I'm gonna be driving around 400 something miles today, which is about a 6-hour drive. I'm supposed to have a PM clinic today, but one of my good colleagues was nice enough to take my shift so I don't have to leave very late. If I was to have a clinic today, I would be arriving around 12 a.m. So I'm very glad that someone was able to pick up my shift. As many of you know, or may not know, the third years are currently in the process of applying to externships, where in the fourth years, we are picking around 6 or 7 externship places to spend 1 month time at a certain location. Where am I going? Where the heck am I going? I'm going to LECOM. What are you doing? So what's the difference between visiting and doing externship? So visiting can range from 1-day visit to a couple days, whereas an externship, you're there at the hospital an entire month. So sometimes hospitals let you, in the operating room when you're visiting. Sometimes they only allow externs to do that because they got to go through certain paperwork process. For me, I'm going to LECOM for 3 days because I had originally told them, look, here's all these days that I'm available. Could you make it work? And they were nice enough to give me 3 days instead of 1 day. 1 day wouldn't be sufficient enough, in my opinion. I want to spend time at programs where I think I'm going to fit in. I think fit is a huge factor for me when it comes to choosing which externship I want to go on. If I feel like I don't belong in the program, why would I spend 1 month there and waste my time? So I really have to like the program. And how do you know if you like a program? Well, by visiting or attending their Zoom sessions. I've attended LECOM Zoom session, and I really like the way that the residents have interacted with the attendings. At least to me, there wasn't any kind of hierarchy. Everyone felt like, there was room to talk. The attendings and residents are like best buddies. So at least that's the feeling that I got. Right this moment, I have about 6 hours to go before I reach my destination. One of the residents was so nice to accommodate me with a room. It's honestly very hard to talk and record at the same time because you're trying to focus on the road and you're trying to say something that's meaningful and that's something that makes sense. So I'll be back when I have time. When you're living with your parents, one of the harder things is leaving home. Packing, saying the goodbyes. When I left, my mom didn't even come up to me and say goodbye. She was in the kitchen and I just said goodbye. And she also said bye. Usually if I'm going, somewhere far, my mom would come up to me and say, take care, make sure you eat a good portion, don't starve yourself. But today she just said goodbye. I don't know. I think she's gonna miss me. I'm gonna miss her too, obviously. But I think this will be a fun experience, going away for 3 days, being independent for a couple days, learn how to be an adult, I guess. That's all fun. Yeah. I'm literally not even on the highway yet, so I'm gonna get on the highway before I start recording again. And it's rainy too, so everyone's driving so slow. Hold on tight to me. All right, so getting ready to make a pit stop to get some refueling done. This should last me until I reach Erie, which is good. I've been driving for about 3 hours straight. I got 3 more hours to go. Right now it's about 5:27 on a Thursday. Today is officially my first day going to the hospital. It's called UPMC Hamot. I'm going to be seeing a few surgical cases in the morning, and then towards the evening, afternoon, I'm going to a clinic. The first year residents told me to meet at the hospital by 6:45 since surgery starts around 7 o'clock. I plan on leaving around 6 so I can grab something from like McDonald's for breakfast. All right. In a series of unfortunate events that happened yesterday, there was actually only two. One of them was this. I don't know if you can see it, but one of the handles came off. I think there's supposed to be like a little like pin that goes here. For whatever reason, I lost it. There's that. I'm gonna have to find it. Yeah, so McDonald's is about 6 minutes away. I'm gonna go get that for breakfast. Just ordered. I'm here to pick up my order.
All right, we'll see you at the breakfast.
All right, thanks. I still have about 25 minutes to get to my hospital. I think I should be able to make it and eat my breakfast before I head in. I was really hoping to get there early to, you know, maybe even walk around, but seeing that, you know, the sun hasn't even come out yet, there really isn't point because I can't really see anything. The UPMC Hamot really does have a beautiful view. Not gonna lie. Thank you so much. My McChicken is nice and warm. It's 6:33. I have about 12 minutes to finish this breakfast and then head 2 blocks to the hospital. All right, so I'm walking towards the main entrance of UPMC Hamot. Just got out of the surgery. We did 4 surgeries, which took approximately 5 hours. And now I'm on my way to the clinic. All right, the clinic is located somewhere here. I don't see a sign for it, but I'll try to find it. So another unfortunate event happened. I don't know if you can see, but I got a pretty bad allergic reaction to one of the chemicals that I used to wash my hands with before going into the surgery room. And so I took Benadryl and I also put some steroids on it, hoping to calm everything down. Right now it's about 5 o'clock and I'm heading to a rep meeting or rep dinner, whatever you want to call it. Free food, which is always nice. I don't have to spend out of pocket. By the way, clinic went very well.
Difficult. Good. So generally you would start long axis to find your needle and make sure you're in the right position and then go short axis?
So depending on what you're doing.
Okay, so I just got home. This morning we did 2 cases. One was triple arthrodesis and the other was a Liz Frank fracture. And then I went to a clinic right after, and so I couldn't film anything really because patient privacy. But yeah, it was very, very exciting to be in the operating room, even just to stand there. Although my legs do hurt, but I mean, it was very, very worth it. I have 1 day left. I'll be going to the clinic and, you know, I actually want to present patients or, you know, see patients and present them. So I'm going to try to ask the attending tomorrow and see if that's possible.
Oh, you videoing it?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not directing towards you.
Oh, I know. But Lake Erie, here we at.
Who do we have here?
Kevin,
what's your name?
Kevin Liberty, or Dr. Kevin Liberty to some.
And what do you do?
I'm a glorified not nail clipper.
So we got some time. We're gonna head to Romulo's Chocolate and see what they have. So I've been standing on my feet entire morning of Thursday, entire morning of Friday, and I feel like my feet looks slightly swollen. So me and Dr. Liberty just finished rounding patients, and I'm gonna be heading to the clinic where I'll be spending my morning. So I'm heading to the clinic now. So most of the locations, there's like 3 hospitals. One is in Mill Creek, one is in Hamot, and there's another one which I'm blanking out right now, but they're all fairly close to each other. More or so like 10 to 15 minute drive. So it's not too bad, and like the traffic here, there's like barely any traffic as far as I can tell. So driving to these locations are fairly easy. I just made it to the clinic. So aside from the multiple hospitals that they work at, there's also multiple clinics. So having multiple clinics allow you to see a broader range of patients and more cases, different cases, different varieties, etc. Here's a look at the clinic from the outside. Here's like the parking lot. And then we enter in through those doors. So I just got back. This clinic actually, so this is my first time at this clinic. There's a great variety of cases, in my opinion. So there were many peds, there were many older people, there were some here for fractures, nail removals. So there's definitely good mix. Well, it's the end of my time here. I feel like I'm gonna miss these people. I'm so weird. Like, I leave home, I miss my parents. I come here, I miss my parents. I go back, I miss them. So like, oh my goodness, that was a fun experience here. Huge shout out to Kevin who let me stay in his house. Shout out to Narali and Tina. They were all so kind and showed me around. And Morgan and also Chloe, who is a student at Kent State, who I happen to meet here. All you guys,